Hello, I have got 3 games for you that you can play in your yoga classes or in your school or childcare facility, or even in a big family. So the first game, game number 1, is called Crabs and Houses. So you're going to have 2 teams and you can divide these by wearing a vest, by wearing a headscarf or something. If it's a smaller group, then they may know who's in which group, and that's okay too. So the crabs, to move like a crab, we're going to come into a reverse tabletop but walking around. So it's quite an energetic game and it's real strength builder. And it's if they can't do it for too long or at all, that's okay. Maybe for the younger children even, come into a crawling position. Crawling itself is fine, maybe if you have carpets or whatever, but if it's a wooden floor, it can get a lot on the knees. So even crawling with the knees up could be an idea. So when they are in this position, they're trying to get the other team, and they're just going to give them a little tap with their foot if they're like this, or with their hand if they're crawling, and that means they're caught and they're going to hide away in their little crab houses. So for that, they're going to come into a downward facing dog. When they're in their house, their downward facing dog, they cannot move. They are stuck there until someone in their team comes and crawls in under them. If there is danger close by, one of the crabs from the other team, then they can hide in the house. They can hide in the house and they can stay there for as long as they need to, and then as soon as they're free, they can't come back in the house because they're free. They're no longer in their house and they're going about their crab business and going around. So the game is obviously about who can be the last crab standing or just play for as long as it feels fun. And join in as well. It can be a lot of fun. As I say, it's a very good one for getting the energy out because it takes a lot. So they will be ready. They will be ready for some quiet chill out time after that one. Okay, game number 2 is the positivity tunnel. The positivity tunnel, everyone comes into 2 groups, so maybe you're following on from this previous game, you're still in those groups, and then one group stands in a line here, the other group stands in a line here, facing each other, and then they're going to join their hands up at the top to make a tunnel. And then depending on numbers, if you have even or odd numbers, one person can go through at a time or 2, just to keep. So the back of the tunnel here are going to go through and then they're going to join the end. And then the next 2 are going to go through, they're going to join the end. So you want to leave some room to keep it going, because you can keep it going for the length of the room. And the people that are going to go through, they could crawl through, they could do their crab walk through, they could dance through, or they could just walk through. They could slither like a snake through. However they go through, everyone is going to say something good about the person that is coming through. So they're going to give them a compliment, say something that they really admire about them, something they think is really good. The important thing, and especially in schools, have this talk, it must be positive. It must be. Even if you've had a falling out with this person, this is not the place for that. Say something nice, or just, don't say anything, because If there is any bullying going on, it can be highlighted in this game, which can be a real shame. Because this game, really, we want to focus on the positive, making everyone feeling good and celebrating. So it can just take one comment to just throw that off. So just be aware of that. If there is any of that going on in the group, that you have a word and make sure it remains a positive experience. Okay, so yeah, I just thought that's an important thing to note. Yeah, and make sure you go through the tunnel as well, because they love you joining in. It's part of the fun, right? And it can feel really good as well, just to have that connection and feel appreciated. You know, it's not all about ego, but it's nice. It can be nice to feel appreciated. So it's good. So game number 3 is a calmer one. Quite often a calmer one, and it's don't wake the dragon. So one person is the dragon, and they are in the middle of the circle. So everyone is sat in a circle. One person is in the middle. They're the sleeping dragon. They're going to have a bell next to them, a musical instrument, something that makes noise when it shakes, even a bunch of keys, say. And all the others are going to try and get that bell or keys, whatever it is, without waking the dragon. If the dragon wakes up, hears a noise, they can give a big roar, and all the children get scared and run back to their place. They're in the circle on their yoga mats maybe. And then goes back to sleep, try again, and see if someone can get it, and then they can be the next dragon. Or if no one's getting it, maybe you just give a few attempts before you switch round. But it's important to give a few people a go at being the dragon, if not everyone, if that is possible for the size of your group. Otherwise, maybe make a note of it and play it again next week, just so that everyone does get a chance to be a part as the dragon. That one, you can always go with a theme as well, practicing dragon's breath, which is lion's breath dressed up as a dragon, and different dragon poses. So all good to include it all in by association. So that is 3 games that you can play in your yoga classes or in schools this week. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you'd like more ideas for games, mindfulness practices, etc. I have an 8-week lesson plan that is free on my website, and you can get that at www.amazingmeyoga.ie. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time. Bye!